Okay, hi everybody, it's MissNikkiAnn. Yeah, just a, what is this? Spring update. Things that are happening to my body because of my illness. And if you're a follower, makes it sound like I'm a god. If you're one of my followers, like on some type of kesha, blood drinking thing, whatever. And you look back last year around this time, I had the same kind of message that I'm going to bring again. And I have to bring every year because as soon as the temperature goes 65 and above, my POTS and other issues just flare, and and it's it's a little hot in New England right now, so we're reaching like not the low 90s, and then come like Monday there'll be like a 40 no, for no, be a 30-degree drop, just like that. New England is notorious for these weather patterns. Like, you're like, oh my God, it's summer already. Every year we have this frantic moment. Oh my God, it's summer. And people pull out these clothes and start to wear them, and then bottoms out. And that's kind of what my body does. It dances with the weather, the pressure, the temperature, the humidity. Because, it could be 55, but if it's humid out, my body's still very unhappy. My symptoms are very aggravating. And so here we are again, be 90 something degrees today, and a reminder that it's very difficult. No, it's frustrating when it happens, when it's starting to happen again, the spring weather, the summer weather, and you realize that you can't keep up with normal society. I don't even like normal. What on average a human body is able to, born within wherever you're born, meaning what state, what country. So here in Connecticut, I'm unable to keep up with my peers, as a mom, as a daughter, as a sister, as a cousin, a niece, granddaughter. Well, both my grandparents, so both sides of her, but just can't keep up. And recently the EPA started what they do every year, is putting out the air quality alerts, which they're very helpful for me, because then I know, okay, definitely, have that emergency inhaler ready, and along with my other two inhalers that I take on a daily basis for my COPD, asthma, allergies that were triggered by this dysautonomia situation I never had before. It's all still kind of new. I think it's been a little over a year now, but I still have not adjusted to all of a sudden being asthmatic. I'm kind of like getting a hold of the mast cell activation issue. I mean, it always outruns me every day, but I kind of know what to do intravenously with Benadryl and my Zyrtec, Zantac, Claritin. The list is so long. Always leaves Allegra, um, to kind of like, I used to be at a point where I couldn't let my body touch anything, and I would hold everything up in the air, and I'd just be rocking back and forth because I didn't even want the air to touch it. Now, if I take my pain meds so that my hairs are less sensitive to the wind and the atmosphere. You see all this stuff I have to think about. Other people are like, let's grab our stuff and go. I used to like to hike. Yeah, and my son, I've never hiked with him at this age. He's 8 now. So I did it when he was a baby, and I was that I don't want to say I was well, because it all started mostly in 2004. So I wasn't well, but I could better handle. It hadn't progressed to this degree. And so I went yesterday, drove to the mountain that I like to hike, and he starts getting out the car. I don't even know why I'm there. Number one, the air quality, that's what I was talking about, the EPA and the air quality alert. So it was bad yesterday, it's bad today. So it's hard to even be in the house when the air quality is terrible, and the ozone, oh my God, it makes me so sick. But, so yesterday, and I'm in my air conditioned car, and I drive to the mountain, and I'm looking, and then he starts to get out. Then I get out, it is hot. It's hot. And he just kind of starts to meander. I'm like, yeah, I might be able to walk to that tree right there. Just a few feet away. And then I'd be like, let me try another tree. And next thing you know, I'm like 6 trees in, and pressure drops. Everything starts, I get the needle feeling, the need to vomit, and I have to turn around and work my way back. Even he wasn't feeling well. That's how bad the air was, and the heat, the spontaneous heat. And I say it that way because this is Connecticut, so where this is not the time for 90 degrees. Some summers do even reach 90. So I walk back, and I just, again, that moment of frustration. What, I don't know. The frustration, and I hear things going on outside. And I got home and I got sicker. That's important too. See, I said to myself, okay, don't go to another tree, because now you're making it dangerous for your son. You don't want to, or and everyone else on the road. You don't want to be to where you can't even, you gotta call someone to come get you for a simple ride that you took. It was just a simple ride. There was no task, just to get out a little bit. But yeah, so I got back, I was sick. Then I heard all this commotion outside. I mean, I hear like a chainsaw, and I smell smoke, because my father's from Georgia. My parents are, so they like to burn wood and stuff, and other stuff. Poor air. And so, but just people were out. My son was running in it. I was like, I'm missing something, obviously. There's something going on out there. And he said to my son said something about, yeah, uncle's outside with dad. So uncle is my brother, and dad is my father. And I don't even know. And then this morning, it just turned 7 not too long ago. My father was out there 6 something, and then I see somebody else. I'm like, who's this person? And my mother had to administer a test today, so she left the house at like 5:30 after having been working at the Capitol. I don't think she got home from session. Yesterday's session didn't adjourn until they could still be there. I know she came home around after 1 a.m. They could still be standing there arguing over stuff. I don't know. Then, so a few hours later, she had to get up and go. And I said to her before she left, did I miss something? And everyone's moving fast. She's like, no, you didn't miss something. And she keeps going. Everyone moves so fast. That's what like, I can't keep up. And I know I can't keep up. And here it is, a Saturday. I got up early and went to the bank, and I could barely take the ride at 6 something in the morning to the bank. And it's that time of year, and I have to mentally make adjustments And it usually happens slowly, and then by the fall you're like, oh snap, I need to make a new adjustment. There's always some adjustment every few months, always. And then it's like, okay, well, if the summer's this bad, the winter's got to be better. But no, winter comes with a different set of issues. um there's so much pain in the winter, the fall, winter. It's just, I've been in so much pain, and now I'm in a lot of pain, but I don't, who knows what it. Anybody see my frustration? And I'll be here. We've got a hamster now. I admire Nan, Nasty Nancy. Um, that's what I call her. I just think, is it a la Cupcake or a la? She has a name. Okay, that he gave her, my 8-year-old. But Nasty Nan, and I just keep adding on to this cage for her. And there's all. She's just very happy. When I take her out, just kind of get around and stuff, she's just looking like, whatever. She's a tiny dwarf hamster. And then I put her in that cage, and before I can even get my hand close, she's like, come on now, come on, give me my cage. She's very happy. And so maybe I ought to make peace with my cage, my summer cage, because I'm blessed to have one. Okay, which is mostly my room. Anything outside of my room poses some issue, because I make sure that this area really suits my illness. Maybe I just start early to accept my cage, and then to really, it's probably a good time to socialize with other people who are in a cage too. Yeah, I think I find that maybe I do vlog more in the summer. I guess, I don't know. After, I need more years to pass to understand my ebbs and flows with it all. It seems to be making sense to me, but I don't know. So, and okay, I'm gonna go. I've already had my 3 liters this week. Gone. Gone. Okay, those six trees in on that hike. Remember, it's a forest, so 6 trees in. It's not a lot of trees everywhere. So that's gone. I should have managed that better, because I still have to homeschool my son and be a mom, but I'm going to stop complaining. This is my cage, and I've worked really hard to make it comfy, and Nan and I, Nasty Nan will be over there in her cages. She's got multiple cages. Maybe that's the difference. Nan isn't just in one room. Nan has cages and all these contraptions I keep buying. And I think it's because I know how it must feel. And I remember seeing her at the pet store and just seeing all the other animals, especially the rats, because they seem to be more social. The rats and the ferrets. But the ferrets, once they get playing that game with the ball and stuff, they're a little bit more laid back. The rats look very frustrated because their brains function, I think, at a higher capacity than a hamster. And just seeing them there and seeing her there, I'm like, if I'm going to because when you buy an animal at a pet store, you're buying into the breeding and captivity of these things. Let's just be honest. And so if you buy one, I think you should be able to give it a decent environment. How would you feel in that one little cage? So when I got it, I knew, like, okay, you've got to make life as natural for her as possible. And I've done such a good job that she doesn't even want to leave. If I lived in that thing, oh my God, I'm looking at it now. I'm doing a great job of maximizing on the space. Oh my God, I'm having a conversation basically with myself about a hamster. And I was just about to have a long talk about the wheel that I finally found that I really love. Other than the other 2 wheels, I don't know. Whoa. 15 minutes of that.